everybody, it is roughly 7 a.m. Okay. I slept through my alarm, naturally, even though I'm in the same time zone. For those of you who don't know, we're in Canada now, so I'm just gonna kind of hash out my first 2 days here. The first day of the border, I was told to have everything ready that I needed, okay, and have papers ready. So I provided the papers. The only issue is that the one paper that I needed to give to Border Patrol really wasn't even there, so yeah, I don't know how that happened. So I ended up having to pull over and go into the building for customs, and it was kind of this whole hassle. And then the guy said, oh, we might need to take you in one of those rooms. So naturally I thought about, you know, like the movies where they're investigating them like for, I don't know, something hardcore like drugs or a suspected threat. And I just had to remain calm, but I gotta tell you, Border Patrol is no joke. They don't really play around. So I came around, and then I found the paper, but it was on my phone, right? I had provided the email to the agent. So that was a nice welcome to Canada. And then they got really weird setups with the roads. Sorry to any Canadians watching this, but yeah, you guys got an interesting system here. Now, two things I've noticed since being here is I stayed at a hostel. That's where I am currently. This is my last day. I leave today. Not as friendly as I anticipated during the winter. That's all right. And another thing you realize, I'm gonna be spending about 3 weeks here, is that the language is starting to affect me, unfortunately. A lot of people in Canada, they ask things in a question, and sometimes you have to learn how to communicate with them. But I'm starting to pick up just being here a little bit, how people expect to be talked to. But they don't pronounce the T in Toronto, so it's Toronto, not Toronto. They will probably make fun of you. Learn that. But I'm really thankful. I got to do some exploring, went to some vintage shops, obviously. We are going to be heading to the school today, so this is where I'll be spending the next three and a half weeks. I will also have roommates, so that should be pretty chill. And then I'm just up trying to get some stuff packed, take a shower, and start doing some video editing and self-journaling. I think the other thing that I would add is last night I got to meet some really cool people in the rec room. One was from Kazakhstan, and the other three were from Turkey. And then there was a nice girl from India, actually. They had a movie night last night, so kind of cool that the hostel does stuff like that. I'm excited to see what else Toronto has to offer. We got a few weeks ahead of us, so I wanted to give you guys an update. I got beef with him and Steve Irwin.
No, we got beef.
I got beef with him. I'm a beef can never forget the generational talent. Welcome back, guys. As you can see in the videos, I did some kind of just tourist stuff. We walked around. We went to some stores. We took a subway earlier. Kind of just what I want to go over is how in-depth it was my first week being here. And for those of you who don't know, I'm at like a leadership retreat to learn how to lead better. Specifically, a lot of this is like ministry based, but a good amount of it is like inner healing, emotional work, you know, loving others, loving yourself. And what I really want to share with you guys, so our inner child comes in many forms. When we're an adult, we become a version of ourselves, right? That society has pushed on us, that others have brought forward. And when we have those different types of childlike states and we have the adulthood, we aren't able to regress back into that childhood state. Now, for some of us who have like things we want to do, hobbies, activities, you might know somebody who has a little bit of that like spark in their life where they might act childlike, but they don't have that full joy or that full spirit from when they were a child. And so one of the things that I just really want to categorize and share with you is when we get to that state of loving ourselves as children, we're able to come from a place of having that, if you think of like a gas tank or a fuel tank, we have a capacity that we're at. And in order to, let's say like you're a vehicle and you have to fill up that tank, you have to put so much gas in, or you're either going to run on E or you're going to have a full tank. And so many of us, because of the life's hurts and life's wounds and life's pain, we're taking all this baggage, we're taking this projection that's not the original copy of who we were as that inner child, right? Because a lot of us come to this world being a beacon of love, being a beacon of hope, just as fear and other lessons are learned. They're learned behavior, they're not just given to us automatically. And so when we don't love ourselves in the respect, even as an adult or wherever we're at in life, similar to that tank capacity of the fuel tank not being fully filled up, we aren't able to pour out to others. And so it happens in our friendships and in our relationships where we're not able to give 100%. And I know that there's some of us watching this that feel exactly, because I've been in those same shoes. And so what we really have to analyze is we need to look back at what the things were that we did that brought us happiness, that brought us joy. And so like a component of this is like, if you always wanted to go to an aquarium, for example, like recently I just went to an aquarium, that helped heal a part of my inner child, but it's only one piece to the puzzle. And so what we're really going to be exploring and doing a deep dive in is that as long as there's that little boy or little girl inside of us and it feels trapped, we're going to allow the bitterness, we're going to allow the wounding, we're going to subconsciously project our own thoughts and emotions and people around us, even if that's not our intention of how we come off, they're going to perceive those very things. And so we just need to be cautious, and we need to be understanding, and we need to learn to be patient with ourselves in this process.